Jaya Radha Madhava Kunja Bihari 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 Ayuti Jana Bhavata Vivarati Ayuti Jana Bhavata Vivarati Ayuti Jana Bhavata Vivarati Ayuti Jana
Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna. Ananta Koti Vaishnava Indra Jai, Srimad Bhagavad Gita Jai, Nitai Gaur Premanandi, Samaveta Bhakta Vinda Jai. All glory is the same. 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 Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. 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 So at the beginning of this month, 2nd January I think, last class I spoke about the first verse of the 9th chapter of the Bhagavad Gita. entitled The Most Confidential Knowledge. Krishna, the Supreme Personality of Godhead, Sri Bhagavan Vacha, he tells to Arjuna, my dear Arjuna, because you are never envious on me, I shall impart to you this most confidential knowledge and realization, jnana and vijnana, knowing which you should be relieved of the miseries of material existence. So today we will speak about the second verse from 9th chapter. Raja Vidya, Raja Goyam, Pavitram, Idam Uttamam, Pratyakshatramam, Dharyam, Susukham Kartam Aviram. Translation of purport by Divine Grace Suta Prabhu. This knowledge is the king of education, Raja Vidya, the most secret of all secrets. It is the purest knowledge, and because it is given direct perception of the self by realization, it is the perfection of a dharma or religion. It is everlasting, and it is joyfully performed. So there's a long purport, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5.5 pages. Because we are a little late today, and anyway, I had not the plan to read out. I read only half a page, so that I can fully concentrate and discuss this part, because Prabhupada tells many things in this part, and I will summarize it then somehow, as far as I'm able. So I have to see now, because I prepared it in German. So the brass German section hier. Hast du es gefunden? Ist auf Seite 425. So, das ist der Vorgang. The process of devotional service is a very happy one. It's a sukham. It's happiness. It means very positive, happy, transcendental happiness. Why? Devotional service consists of Shravanam, Kirtanam, Vishnu, etc. So one can simply hear the chanting of the glories of the Lord, or can attend philosophical lectures on transcendental knowledge given by authorized acharyas. Simply by sitting down together, one can learn. Then one can eat the remnants of the food offered to the Lord. Nice palatable dishes. In every state, devotional service is joyful or happy. One can execute devotional service even in the mood of poverty-stricken condition, means in any condition. The Lord says, Pantram Pushpam Palam Toyam, in the end of this chapter, conclusion. He is ready to accept from the devotee any kind of offering, never mind what. So even a leaf, a flower, and a bit of fruit, or a little water, which are all available in every part of the world. These all can be offered by any person, regardless of social position, and it will be accepted if offered with love. There are many instances in history, simply by tasting the tulasi leaves offered to the lotus feet of the Lord. Great sages like Sanat Kumar became great devotees. Therefore, the devotional process is very nice, and it can be executed in a very happy mood. God accepts only the love with which things are offered to Him. It is said that this devotional service is eternally existing. Second point. God is happy, it's a sukham, and it is avyayam. It is everlasting, eternally existing. It is not as the Mayavadi philosopher claim, although they sometimes take the so-called devotional service or bhakti. Their idea is that as long as they are not liberated, they will continue their devotional service. But at the end, when they become liberated, they think they will become one with God. Such temporary time-serving devotional service is not accepted as pure devotion or pure devotional service. Actual devotional activities continues even after liberation. When the devotee goes to the spiritual planet in the kingdom of God, he is also engaged in serving the Supreme Lord. He does not try to become one with the Supreme Lord. As will be seen in the Bhagavad Gita, actual devotional service begins after liberation. After one is liberated, then one is situated in the Brahma position, Brahma Bhuta. Once devotional service begins, Sama Saveshu Bhuteshu Mat Bhaktim Bhavate Param. No one can understand the Supreme Personality of Godhead by executing Karma Yoga, Jnana Yoga, or Astanga Yoga, or any other yoga process independently of Bhakti. These yogic methods may make a little progress towards Bhakti Yoga, but without coming to the stage of Bhakti or devotional service, one cannot understand what is the personality of Godhead. In the Srimad Bhagavatam, it is also confirmed that when one becomes purified by executing the process of devotional service, especially by hearing Shravana, Srimad Bhagavatam, or Bhagavad Gita from realized souls, then you can understand the signs of Krishna or the signs of God. Eva prasanamanaso bhagavad bhakti yogataha. When one's heart is cleansed of all nonsense, then one can understand what God is. This is the process of devotional service, of Krishna consciousness. It is the king of all education and the king of all confidential knowledge. It is the purest form of religion, and it can be executed joyfully, without difficulty. Therefore, one should adopt it. Take up the process. So, 9th chapter, the middle part of the Gita, very important. This title, 10th chapter, is the secret of all secrets revealed by Krishna through his dear devotee, who is not only his devotee, also his friend. Devotional service has 9 processes: Shravanam, Kirtanam, Vishnu Smaranam, Bhaktasevanam, Vacanam, Vantanam, Dasyam, Sakyam, Atma, Nivedanam. So, beginning with hearing, Shravanam, chanting, remembering Krishna, Krishna's pastime, Krishna's qualities, Krishna's characteristics, Krishna's name, Krishna's devotees, as all remembrance, Smarana. Adasevana, worshipping his lotus feet by offering tulsi leaf at his feet or a flower, so worshipping his feet. Also worshipping the devotees, associating with devotees, because they're always situated at Krishna's lotus feet. worshipping of devotee, respecting devotees, it's also part of Sevana. It's also respecting to the feet of the Lord. Because feet are the most sensitive part of the body. If one commits offense or disrespecting devotee who is always situated at the feet of the Lord, because he's always engaged in humble service to the lotus feet of Krishna, Pada Sevana. So the Lord feels very pierced. He feels very painful. It's the most painful part of the body. If you hurt the foot of a person, it's more painful than any other part of the body. So Krishna's devotees are always situated on Krishna's feet. Therefore, Pada Sevana also means worshipping Tulasi, while with very dear devotee. And also the Vaishnavas circumambulating the temple. It's also Pada Sevana. So this process, Pada Sevana, Archana. Archana means offering articles to the deity, ghee lamp, incense, flour, foodstuffs. Instead that you offer it for you, you go to Madangal shop, buy incense there for making nice smoke in your own home, for your smelling nice fragrance. So you buy the incense, well, the offer first to Krishna. This is Archana. Or flowers. Now we buy like tulips, roses, in Migros, or in the garden, and we go buy some flowers and for your own decoration at home. No, you offer it first to Krishna. So that's bhakti. So offering a flower, pushpa. So deity worship, it's very important for householders, especially also, not only in the temple. Everyone who lives somewhere in a home, even underneath a tree, like the 6 Goswamis of Vrindavan, Sanatana Goswami, Rupa Goswami, Srila Madhu Pandit, and so many other great Goswamis of Vrindavan had no temple, had no home, no property. They only lived underneath a tree. At the beginning, they didn't even have a deity. They only chanted the holy name, smaranam, remembering pastimes of the Lord. Because Lord Chaitanya instructed them to go there, to Vrindavan, 6 Goswamis, to find out different places, hidden places in Vrindavan, where Krishna performed his pastimes, because due to the time influence, Vrindavan was covered, forgotten, everything becomes jungle. So all the holy places, pastime places of Krishna went lost. So therefore, Krishna came as Chaitanya Mahaprabhu to inaugurate the holy Dham, Vrindavan, Mayapur also, not different from Vrindavan. He sent his devotees there. First he went himself there to find Radhakund. He visited Giri Govardhan mountain or hill. Nowadays it's only hill. Don't be surprised if we speak about hill and then you'll see that it's only a little pile of stones. Actually Govardhan was very big, it's the king of mountains. And he's the king of mountains, bigger than Himalaya. Bigger than Mount Meru. Rama Mali now shakes hand in disbelief. How is it possible? It's not a question of size, you know. Napoleon was not a big man, physically, but still he was the king. So he's the king of mountains still. Of course, there's a history that the mountain shrinks. Shrinks every day. The Govardhan hill shrinks in like a sesame seed. 1 millimeter becomes smaller and smaller. Because in separation, it's in separation of Krishna, it becomes smaller and smaller. But this is actually the biggest mountain. Why? Because Krishna touched it. Gopis were glorifying Govardhan Hill as the best devotee of Lord Hari. Hari Varya. He is the best, the king, the best devotee of Krishna, because Krishna lifted the mountain for 7 days on his hand. So therefore, Govardhan, like Yamuna river, is very worshipable. So we worship Govardhan, we worship the Yamuna, we worship the deities. Even if deities are personally not there, so the 6 Goswamis, they went to Vrindavan. There was only the Govardhan, there was little manifestation of Radhakund, Shyamakund. There were a forest, but they had no deities. Deities only manifested one after another by Leela. They were already there because Krishna is always there in Vrindavan. And in dream he reveals, please come and rescue me. I'm hidden in that place, a cave or bush, or in somebody's home, and in a cave. And then the devotee, because they're instrumental, they go there and they found the deity. Self-manifested sometimes, nobody carved it. Or already deity was worshipped thousands of years ago, even to Krishna's time, or shortly after Krishna's time. So when the 6 Goswamis, like Sanatana Rupa Goswami, lived in Vrindavan, had no temple, so they suddenly had a deity. So what to do? They had no money, no income, no job. They didn't went to work somewhere because they had mission, for seva, service, meditation, thinking about Krishna, establishing Krishna consciousness. But they were not money makers. They were not Vaishyas, businessmen. They were renunciates. Renunciates in the highest caliber. They had no interest in any kind of material situation. Although their previous life or before they came to Vrindavan, many of them, they were lived like king. They were servants, ministers of the king. But they gave everything up like a pile of garbage and insignificant. Soon they heard about the glories of the Lord, and they got the association of devotees, heard about Bhagavatam, got the darshan of Lord Chaitanya, the meeting with Lord Chaitanya, the heart changed. They became completely detached. So devotional service is not something material, it is something by coming in contact with the internal energy, with the devotees of the Lord, with the deities in the temple, or we go to a holy place. So the change, it's not something that we can change. Bhakti changes. Process changes. The only point is we have to come in contact with the process. Like how you become cleansed of dirt by taking bath in pure water. Many people they're afraid of water, swimming or lake or river or even water. Nowadays, of course, comfortable. We have central lights, so heating, warm water. But if the water is not warm, who takes bath, especially if it is winter. Vrindavan also sometimes very cold. India also very cold sometimes. Still they take a bath. So the devotees, they're taking the process, they're cleansing themselves, still in the pure water, Ganges water of Krishna Katha. Shrinvatam Svakatha Krishna Punya Shravana Kirtana Pridyantak Subhadrami. Heart becomes cleansed by hearing about Krishna. So the Goswamis of Vrindavan, they heard constantly about Krishna. Nana, Shastra, Vicharana, Kanipuno, Satdharma, Samstapako. They were hearing, writing literature, hearing Kirtanam, Shravanam Kirtanam, in the association of devotees, their associates. And they worshipped the deity. But they had no income. So they worshipped it in a tree. Sanatana Goswami kept his deity Madan Mohan in a tree. They could make puja, daily puja. The only offering what they could make was a little rauti. Vrindavan rauti is famous. It's like little kind of chapati. Some bread, so freshly rolled. Just throw it in the fire. And then sometimes become very smoky and a little burnt. No salt. So now the Goswami offered it. Because the Lord appeared, he wished to appear before him, become worship. So Krishna, he accepted the rauti, this little bread, every day. After some weeks and months eating always the same bread without salt, he asked, my dear Sanatana, can you maybe not arrange for me a little salt and offer it? But then Sanatana said, my dear Lord, that's only everything that I can offer you, because I'm a renunciate and nothing else. Therefore, please be satisfied with that. I offer this with love and devotion to you. Of course, we cannot imitate that now and think we can also offer Krishna just some burnt bread, or half burnt bread, or dry bread without salt, because we are too lazy to prepare something more. Or we think we offer Krishna that, and for myself, I prepare something much better. Because Krishna is happy with Pashpan, Patra Pushpan, Phalam. Okay, I offer to him just a little leaf, a little flower, and a little bread, and a little fruit. And for myself and for the family, we make a whole feast. Of course, then this feast should also be offered to Krishna. In scripture, Tantra, Vaishnava Tantra scripture is described that one should offer to Krishna that according to one's needs, to one's income, to one's ability, without great endeavor or over endeavor, but easily comes. So that we should offer to Krishna. And devotees in Vrindavan, the Vaishnavas, great Mahantas, they're engaging in this way and please Krishna in this way. And by their devotional service, Krishna consciousness came to the West. That was the laboratory. Mayapur, Vrindavan, that's the place where it started. That's the heart of Vaishnavism, the heart of Bhakti. There it beat the most. It's the most intense feelings, the most intense love is available there. And Krishna and Srila Prabhupada, also went there, and he situated himself at the lotus feet of Srila Rupa Goswami. They are actually known as Rupa Nugas, followers of Rupa Goswami, because Rupa Goswami, he wrote the famous book Nectar of Devotion, Bhakti Rasamrita Sindhu. It's the guidelines of Bhakti, devotional service, with how the process is described, of sadhana bhakti, vidhi, and raga, and ultimately how to attain intense love and devotion to the Lord without any other desire, full dedication. So its guidelines are here. Srila Prabhupada accepted the guidelines from his superior acharyas, spiritual masters. He was situated there, he went there, he wrote his books, Srimad Bhagavatam, and then he came to the West with the first canto of Bhagavatam. old man, 70 years old. He came just with a little suitcase with his personal belongings and one suitcase full of books and an umbrella. So that was his whole possession. And then he came to this way to America and he started his International Society for Krishna Consciousness there. Single-handedly, beginning no help, old man, not used to Western climate and mentality. But he started because he had the faith, he had the devotion to his spiritual master, and to Krishna, to the mission, to the philosophy. His faith was firm, it was fixed. And because he was fixed, and he started it without compromise, those who are following him, who become Prabhupada Anugas, they can also become fixed. So we just have to choose the proper example. You can also find an offer of improper example in this world, of asatsana, bad examples, and follow them, and fall down to hellish condition, suffering. But Krishna consciousness is meant to elevate to most joyful platform, Ananda. Krishna consciousness is known as Kevala Ananda Kanda. Kevala Ananda Kanda. Lochan Das Thakur, famous Vaishnava poet, he was singing Parama Karuna, Bahu Duchana, Nitai Gora Chandra. The two brothers, Nitai Gora, Nitai Goranga, are the most merciful forms of the Lord. Parama Karuna, Bahu Duchana, Nitai Gora Chandra. Why? Because they brought the Kevala Ananda Kanda. Therefore he says, because they made it so easy to engage in pure devotional service, to become happy, the Kevala Ananda, spotless happiness, without material ingredients in it. Normally we always need for happiness some drugs, some disco, some association, have a nice time, nice eating, on the material platform, cinema, and then after that you come out and you're more frustrated. It's drying out. It's frustration, not happiness. Happiness is not outside, happiness lies within. It's in the soul, Atma Vidya. Therefore the soul, the Atma comes, the bliss comes from the Atma. There are two Atmas. In 11th canto of Bhagavatam it stated there are two trees who have a nest in the tree. Nest. Or child, nest. They live there. One he eats the fruits of the tree, and the other one is just observing. He's neutral. Just observing. He's not eating the sweet, bitter, or sour fruits of the tree of life. But the other one is completely neutral. The other one is always eating something sour sometimes sweet, sometimes bitter, sometimes dry, sometimes liquid, palatable, not palatable. But the other bird is not touched. He's aloof. He's transcendental. Sometimes we think Krishna, because he comes in contact with the material world, he becomes influenced of the material world. That's not. Living entity becomes influenced because due to contact with the material nature, Prakriti, with the material nature, we come in contact. That's stated in the 7th chapter here, 7th chapter 27. O Nachkomme Bharatas, O descendant of Bharata, O Bezwinger der Feinde, conqueror of the enemy. All living entities are born in this material world in illusion, in ignorance, and in the duality. And due to the duality, they have Icha and Dvesha. Icha, Dvesha, Samudvena, Dvandva, Mohina, Bharata. Icha, Dvesha. That means they have desire, hankering, and they have opposite, hatred, likes and dislikes. Actually, the material world is not the problem. The problem is our consciousness. We are in it. Therefore, when the Lord comes in the material world, he's not a product. Is a product of the material world. Or when the pure devotee is in the material world, because he's connected with the Lord, he's also not a material product. Like the sun or the moon is reflecting in the water, and it doesn't mean that the sun or the moon is now in the water. Still aloof. It's just a reflection. So the material world is a reflection of the real happiness in the spiritual world, who's in purely Krishna, Krishnananda. Krishna is the full happiness. In the material world, it's actually a mixture of happiness and distress. Therefore, it's not a real pleasurable place. It's Dukhala Nashashvatam. It's an unpleasurable, temporary place. Nothing stays here forever. And when Krishna leaves, we should not think Krishna is now a liberated person, or an eternally liberated soul. Sometimes Krishna is described, or Lord, when he's out of the spiritual world, also in the material world, that he's Nitya Mukta. Like holy name also, Nitya Mukta, Binatvam Nama Naminam. The holy name is eternally liberated. What does this mean? The Lord of the holy name is never eternally liberated, because he was never in prison. Therefore, why he should be liberated? Only somebody who was in prison is liberated. He can say, I'm a liberated person now. But because the Lord was never in prison, therefore he's also never liberated. But he is then, in which category he is? Because he doesn't belong to the liberated and also not to the Nityabada class, to the eternally conditioned, like we. So what, which level? Is Turiya, transcendent. Krishna, the Supreme Personality of God, is Turiya, is transcendental, is above, conditioned and liberated. Therefore, devotional service starts already on the liberated platform. Bhakti, not on the conditioned stage. You have to come to the platform of goodness and ultimately to liberation. Brahma Bhuta Prasanatma Nasochati Makamshati Samaksaveshu Bhuteshu Bhakti Labhate Param. And what happens if one is on the Brahma Bhuta, Brahma platform of self-realization? One is no more hankering, no more lamentations. One feels real happiness, real joy. And actually the Lord, who is not in a material product, who is the bird, also in the tree, the second bird, who is not enjoying the fruits of the material world, gives us instructions, gives us advices. But it's a slow, weak voice, and soft voice. It's not aggressive. It's not imposing you or commanding you. Because Krishna, the Super Soul, Paramatma, he's giving you free will. Give everyone free will. We can either decide for him or decide for something else. If you want to find happiness, it's okay. But ultimately, Krishna gives you remembrance, he gives you forgetfulness, he gives you also remembrance about him, remembrance about so many other things in life, so that you can become happy and go your way. But ultimately, if one is very blessed, the Lord, one listens to the Lord from within and from outside, from the scriptures, from the devotees, and learn from this way the art of surrendering to the Lord. to the Lord so that we can become connected in yoga. Yoga actually means uniting, connecting with Krishna again, with the transcendental, with the Turiya platform. So Krishna is not happy that we are suffering in this material world. He wants us to enjoy with Him. Therefore, He gives us this process of Shravanam Kirtanam. He gives us the process of devotional service up to Pata Sevanam, Archanam, Vandanam, bowing down to Him, offering prayers to Him, Dasyam, offering our service to Him, and Sakyam, like Arjuna is Sakyam, friend of Krishna. Therefore, Arjuna, Krishna chose Arjuna as instrumental person to hear the message of Bhagavad Gita, because he knew he is my friend. He's not envious, like two friends, they're not envious. They can reveal to each other confidential topics without to have fear that the other will misuse it. So Krishna and Arjuna, they're big friends, and sitting on the same bed, lying sometimes in the same bed, in the same divan, eating together, joking together, training, fighting together. They did everything together, like two big friends. Therefore, later on, when Krishna revealed his universal form to Arjuna, in the 10th and 11th chapter here in the Gita, Arjuna asked him, please can you show me your universal form, because I heard about it. I want to see it with my own eyes. Oh, you're sure? Okay, here, see, but this form never has somebody seen before. I give you a special eye to see. But when Arjuna saw all this big manifestation of Aishwarya, of fearful manifestation of the Lord as the creator and the annihilator of the universe, then he was shaken. Although he was a kshatriya, he was a warrior, he became so much afraid. And he started to shake, and he prayed to Krishna, oh Krishna, I always thought you are my friend. Now I see, you're the Supreme Lord, the Supreme Creator and Annihilator, and Maintainer of everything. You're truly the Supreme. Not only you have to tell me or has shown to me now, but all the great sages, Narada, Asita, Vyasa, they told the same thing. Now I see myself. And he cried. What I did, I was sitting with you on the same bed, on the same chair. We were eating together. I was fighting with you. And he had an ID crisis. Identifikationskrise hat er bekommen. He was completely confused. He didn't know anymore who I am now and who you're the Lord, and I'm a big offense. And he asked for forgiveness. Oh Krishna, please forgive me, because I really mistook you. I only thought you are contemporary, because we have the same age. We look almost the same. Krishna was blackish, Arjuna was also blackish. He was almost similar dress, similar behavior, because eternally liberated person, but in illusion, yoga maya, illusion, divine illusion, not material illusion. He became confused. And he asked Krishna, please, I cannot tolerate this form anymore, this Virat, universal form. Please show your four-armed or two-armed form again, as I was used before, your real form. And then Krishna revealed his first four-armed and then two-armed form. And then Arjuna was very happy to see him again, because then he could again be understood. And Mother Yashoda also sometimes saw Krishna as opening mouth of Krishna. Oh, you ate dirt, I heard from your friends. And she was looking in the mouth, and then she saw there all the universe in it. She was also a bit confused. But Mother Yashoda, she has Shuddha, motherly or parental affection. Pure, unalloyed, without mixture or anything else. No Aishwarya, no mixture of any other rasa in Vatsalya. because of Mother Yashoda. So she became very much confused. But Yoga Maya understood this confusion, or respect of Mother Yashoda is not fitting for Vrindavan. It's not fitting, it's not proper, because nobody should be afraid or be overpowered of the opulence of the Lord. And become completely stunned, out of opulence, because there is no more madhurya, there's no more sweetness, there's no more love. Because if God is only the angry God, or the God who is chastising you or condemning you according to your deeds, then that's not the Vrindavan God. It's not the Krishna Vrindavan. The Krishna Vrindavan is sweet, he's madhurya. He's not becoming angry. And even if he gets sometimes angry, it's sweet anger. It's only short. And with his devotees anyway, he never gets angry. And his devotees also don't get angry at him. So there's no angry, there's no jealousy in the Vrindavan. So that's the place where the exchange of devotees is most pure, most mellow, most rasa, French with rasa, and it's the place of the full happiness. And that's the place where never becomes destroyed. Sahasra Patra Kamalam, Gokulakaya Mahapadam, Kanikatam Mahatama, Govindastana Mahayam. The place where Govinda stays, underneath the big Bandira tree, playing with his friends, or with the gopis, with the gopas in the daytime, and with the cows, playing on his pastime flute, Venu flute, or different names of the flutes that he has. That son of Nanda Maharaj, Krishna, is always in Goloka. And that's the supreme abode. The Mahapadam, not Kanikatam, Mahatama. Goloka is like 1,000-petal lotus, and in the center of it is Krishna's Dham. It's the place where Krishna lives, eternally. Chitamani prakara satma sukalpa viksha. Nakshaviteshu surabhira pitalentam, Lakshmi sahasra sata sambrahma sevyamanam, Govindamadi purusham tamaham vachami. So that place is Chintamani Dham. Never becomes destroyed. Every stone is a touchstone. Every tree is a Saya tree. Every cow is a Kamadevu. Thousands of Lakshmis, goddesses of fortunes, gopis worshipping there or serving Sevanam, Krishna, eternally. That's Nitya Seva. That's always going on. Material world, even if the material world is destroyed, spiritual pastimes, Nitya Lila, it's always continuing, it's always going on. And that's actually our real home, that's the place where we should go. That's why Krishna came. He gave Bhagavad Gita, spoke Gita, and also later on Bhagavatam was spoken by Shukadeva Goswami. Further proof of the Gita. And then later on Lord Chaitanya came, Nityananda, most merciful forms who gave us this Kevalananda. Because Krishna, when he spoke Bhagavad Gita, so many people misunderstood him. Could not follow his instruction. He gave in the Gita. Therefore, he came again as Lord Chaitanya. And as Lord Chaitanya gave the holy name, Harinam Sankirtan, and Krishna Katha, the association of devotees. Krishna Katha in the association of devotees. So he gave us this very pure Kevalananda process where we really can become happy, joyful. And it's never cheesy. This happiness always stays, it never ends. Material world happiness has to cheese because otherwise we cannot enjoy more. Therefore, for a materialist, he needs to suffer so that he can gain a joy. Because in the material world there's not an increasing happiness. In the spiritual world, happiness is increasing. Therefore, is no need of suffering. So that's a place where we should focus, and it's work to follow this process, as Prabhupada is pointing out, to accept this simple process and happy process, because we all want to be happy, we don't want to be miserable. So please accept it and become happy, because we're looking for happiness, and it's not expensive, this happiness. It's easily available and without big payment. The only price, little greed, little interest, little greed for it. Because we all are greedy for something. Without greed, we don't attain anything. So there's a lobha in the material world that becomes successful, because you cannot become successful in the material world. There's now everywhere you can read propaganda. You cannot become successful if you don't greedy for it, if you are not a endeavor for it, if you don't have the greed for it. So for spiritual life, exactly the same. For material life, you have to be greedy to become successful. Nothing can come to you if you are not greedy. So in the same way, you have to pay the price of Lauryam. That's the only price. Ramananda Roy says, if Krishna Prema, love to Krishna, or Krishna Ras, Krishna Bhakti Ras is somewhere available on the marketplace, in case you find it somewhere on the marketplace or shopping, then the only price, Lauryam, the greed. But then, if you can get it for the greed price, mercy price, then you should pay it immediately and take it. Pay and take it. So it's waiting for you. And you only have to open for it. But as Rupa Goswami says, paraphrasing the gopis, one gopi tells another gopi that, oh, I just came from Yamuna now. I was on the Yamuna, and I saw there Krishna playing on this flute under the Kadamba tree. And he was very elegant, very gracious, very beautiful, attractive. And he was so attractive, so beautiful, that I tell you, my friend, if you're still attached to family, friendship, and love in the material society, then better you don't go there. Don't go there, because if you go there, you may lose your attraction to family, friendship, and love. And if you lose it, then you will blame Krishna. Oh, you steal everything from me. You destroyed everything. So, therefore, be aware. If you go to Krishna, go to him, with open heart and offer him. That. Then he will accept, and he will give himself. That means he gives his own sabhakti, his own bhakti process, his own bhakti, his own love he gives to you. And that's the supreme wealth, the supreme gift that you can get. Stop. Hare Krishna. Maybe some question? Paula?
Ich habe nur die Frage, diese Reflektierung des Mondes, bedeutet das, der Mond ist hier im Wasser gleich powerful oder gleich repräsentativ für den Mond oben, oder ist es das Umgekehrte, dass das nur ein Schatten ist, eine Reflexion? Hat das bei deinem Beispiel nicht richtig?
That's only an example. The sun and moon is reflecting in the water, but doesn't mean that the moon is in the water.
Okay.
In the same way, if Krishna comes in the material world, you should not think Krishna is here. He is now one of us. Understand? It's only an example. So he's not one of us. He always stays in his Turiya transcendental position. He doesn't accept the material body. Although he leaves the body behind, so-called. But that's only a trick of Maya, to leave the body behind, so that the skeptic They say, just as a nude, the outside of the material body. But the heavenly beings, the celestials, they've seen how Krishna came upwards towards Svarga, heavenly planets, and every one of them thought, oh, now he will come to our planet. He pays a visit in our place. So Krishna went straight back home, back to the Goloka. Actually, Krishna separated himself. In one part, he stayed in the earthly Vrindavan, Auma Vrindavan, and went there in the Aprakata Lila, went on there, unmanifested visible eyes, and with his eternal associates, and with those who became perfected from Devaloka or from this planet due to many lifetimes of devotional service and greed in this direction. There, Krishna took them to Goloka. Because Krishna's pastime also takes the day part and Vrindavan. But we cannot see, we see that we only see bricks and more houses built and streets and brick, like that, and dirt. But this is only external. That's only a covering of Vrindavan. Real Vrindavan you can only see by hearing and chanting association of devotees and doing seva to the Dham. Doing seva to the Dham, to the dust of Vrindavan. Or to the cows and to the inhabitants of Vrindavan, or to the deities in Vrindavan, or to the devotees. And actually everyone in Vrindavan is actually devotee, even if they don't know it.
This is true, we only have time like 9,500 years after she fell in the hellish condition, Earth, this Kali Yuga. This is right.
It's a question. Is it a
The
question?
verse from Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, only working like 9,500 years after the people falling in this hellish condition on this Kali Yuga. I write in some.
No, it is said that Kali Yuga, we are now 5,000 years in the age of Kali. No. And then from Lord Chaitanya's time, again 500 years ago, then there is some kind, because it's Kali Yuga is not really Kali Yuga now. We are in overlapping time. Like from autumn to winter gives an overlapping, at least previously, nowadays not so much anymore. Immediately comes winter. But it's an overlapping time. And the overlapping time goes always 10,000 years. And that's it's a kind of golden age, a good opportunity. And as far as Prabhupada, he told that after this 10,000 years, hopefully no devotee will be on the planet anymore. Because then it's not a place to live anymore. But it's not our concern. We will not be there in 10,000 years, hopefully. So that we use the opportunity now. Yeah. Paramam?
I would like to know the further story of this deity from Sanatana Goswami. What happened to him next? He was worshipping the tree, but finally there is a wonderful.
He was worshipping what?
In the tree from Sanatana Goswami. So finally he ended up in a wonderful temple. How it came that this deity became finally
so
at
come
such
to
a beautiful.
Vrindavan Parikrama and I will tell you that. Because I think now is Prasadam time. Anyway, somebody came, some wealthy businessman, and he was, he asked Sanat, he was very thankful because Sanatana Goswami, because he came on a boat. He was a businessman and he had some salt, I think, on the boat. And then this boat was stick, because Yamuna sometimes is shallow, sometimes more water, less water, and then suddenly the boat landed in the sand. It became shallow. And so he could not move on anymore. So he saw there's one Baba meditating and sitting underneath this tree. So yeah, he went to Sanatana Goswami, and there was a little hill there, or it's still there. Where now the Sanatana Goswami, where now the Madha Mohan temple is there. Sandstone temple. So he went to this Baba and he asked him, so maybe you have some mystical power, or you can help me, maybe you know some people here who can help me how to come out of here. I also give you a donation for that. But Sanatana Goswami told, I cannot help you, you can pray here to the boss, to Krishna. He's the Lord of Vrindavan, so he can help you. So then the man was somehow a devotional person, so he had faith. So he prayed to Krishna, please help me. And he prayed, and somehow he came out of the place and could sell this salt. Made a lot of money out of it, because at that time salt was available like gold, so not easily available like today. And he came back and he wanted to give the donation to Sanatana Goswami, but Sanatana Goswami didn't want to touch any money. No, because I anyway didn't know anything, but he helped him with Krishna. The Lord helped him, so he can build a temple for him. And that was actually the first temple was built. Nowadays 5,000 temples, they say, smaller or bigger ones are there. Or even more maybe. Nowadays, more than 5,000 temples are there. But the original first temple manifested there is Madha Mohan temple. And then Govindaji and some other ones. But mostly they all became finished after the life of the Goswamis. They became finished to build it. Because at that time they could not build a temple in 2, 5 or 10 years. So it took many years, 50 years.
Rangana did 60 years when she built this temple.
Which one?
In Rangana.
Rangana, 60
years.
Yeah, Petersdom, even Petersdom was built, was hundreds of years, not finished now. It's always going on. Hare Krishna.